There is a quiet moment most men over 60 know too well. Somewhere between the first creak of dawn and the gentle hum of an waking house, you swing your legs out of bed and wait to feel the spark. Some mornings it arrives, your legs feel light, your thoughts crisp, and you notice the familiar confidence of youth pulsing where it counts. Other mornings, far too many lately, it doesn't. Your joints protest, your mind feels foggy, and the part of you that once roared now whispers. Most doctors will point to age, hand you a prescription, and send you on your way. I won't. Because buried in your kitchen, often in the crisper drawer that hums quietly beside the milk, lies a far more powerful force than any pill you'll ever swallow. It can either reignite the spark or smother it. The difference is a choice no larger than a forkful. My name is Dr. James Rowen. For over 30 years, I have cared for men who believed the best chapters of their lives were already published. I have watched grandfathers become groomsmen once more, widowers reclaim midnight dances, and husbands rediscover a playful grin that says, "I still have it." My clinic's walls carry silent testaments of those transformations, the framed letters, the grateful handshakes, the terror-filled embraces. And here's what I've learned. Extraordinary change rarely begins with extraordinary measures. It begins with ordinary foods prepared sometimes innocently in ways that either heal or harm. That is why I created this channel. If living, loving, and thriving after 60 matters to you, press subscribe, tap the bell, and join a brotherhood dedicated to aging on our own terms. Today, I'll walk you through 4 vegetables that silently sabotage male vitality, raising estrogen, stiffening arteries, and inflaming the prostate, and introduce 4 vegetables that can shift your biology back toward vigor in a matter of weeks. Each section will weave science with real-life stories from my practice, so you'll understand not just the what, but the why. When you finish reading, you will hold a clear, practical blueprint for a plate that restores circulation, balances hormones, and fuels lasting confidence. Keep a notebook close. Share this with a friend in need, and remember, every sentence you read is an invitation to reclaim your spark. Body 1. Soy-based foods. The estrogen imposteribert shuffled into my office with eyes that darted to the floor each time the conversation drifted toward intimacy. At 68, he had swapped beef for tofu, cream for soy milk, and celebratory steaks for edamame appetizers. Heart healthy, he was told. Yet his lab work told another story. Estrogen creeping above the upper limit, testosterone trailing behind. Like a tired horse, phytoestrogens, plant molecules abundant in soy, bind to androgen receptors just enough to blur hormonal messages. Think of testosterone and estrogen as rival conductors. Give the baton to the wrong one, and the entire orchestra stumbles. Modern food manufacturing slips soy into protein bars, healthy snacks, and plant-based burgers. A randomized crossover trial in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology showed that men consuming 56 grams of soy protein daily for only 2 weeks experienced a 19% drop in free testosterone, while sex hormone-binding globulin climbed, locking away what testosterone remained. Lower testosterone cascades into slower muscle recovery, deeper fatigue, and yes, unreliable erections. When Robert eliminated soy, replacing it with pasture-raised eggs, lentils, and whey isolate, his estrogen T ratio normalized in 6 weeks, and marital mornings warmed again. Take home. Scan labels for soy protein isolate, textured vegetable protein, or lecithin. Enjoy miso soup on a rare occasion, but if fatigue or bedroom performance lag, sweep soy off your daily plate. 2. Pickled and canned beets. The sodium trafficked loved beets, or so he thought. Each ruby slice slid from a briny jar onto his dinner plate, promising better circulation. What the label did not advertise was the 820 milligrams of sodium lurking in a half cup, serving nearly 40% of a senior's recommended daily limit. High heat canning degrades nitrates, the very compounds that raw beets transform into nitric oxide, the body's foremost vasodilator. Excess sodium then constricts arteries, neutralizing any nitrate benefit that survived. A 2024 meta-analysis In nutrients confirmed that canned vegetables raise systolic blood pressure in older adults by an average of 5 mm Hg versus fresh equivalents. In the pelvic microvasculature, where diameters are measured in human hairs, such narrowing can dim erectile firmness faster than most men realize. Switching Harold to freshly roasted beets tossed with olive oil and thyme cut his sodium intake by half and tripled his dietary nitrate exposure. 2 weeks later, his morning walk stretched an extra mile, and color returned to once cold toes. Take home. Buy Beets raw purple fingers are a badge of honor. Roast at 400 F205 C for 40 minutes. Season lightly, and let nitric oxide flow. 3. Nightshades. Eggplant, the hidden spark, extinguishers, carry a romantic name and, for some, a painful secret. The alkaloids in eggplant, peppers, and even potatoes can trigger low-grade inflammation in susceptible joints and nerves. Frank's story illustrates this. Daily Mediterranean-style casseroles laced with eggplant left his knees aching and, more worryingly, his pelvic nerves mute. Inflammation acts like static on telephone wires. Signals between brain and erection are garbled long before pain appears. Peer-reviewed data remain mixed, yet a pilot study in arthritis research and therapy found that removing nightshades for 3 months reduced joint pain scores by 30% in adults over 65. Clinically, observe an equally compelling trend. For men battling both arthritic stiffness and intimacy issues, lowering nightshade load often flips a switch the pharmaceutical aisle never could. Frank swapped eggplant for zucchini ribbons and colorful carrots, halved his nightshade intake, and reported tingling, not numbness, returning palpably within a month. Take home. If you experience morning stiffness, neuropathy, or pelvic numbness, trial a 4-week nightshade holiday. Ray introduced tomatoes sparingly. Keep eggplant rare. 4. Overcooked cruciferous veggies. Sulforaphane lost at sea. Walter steamed his broccoli until fork tender. Translation: until every cancer-fighting molecule had waved a white flag. Sulforaphane, born when the enzyme myrosinase meets glucoraphanin, peaks when broccoli is lightly steamed 3 minutes or less. Exceed that or microwave on high and potency plummets by up to 90%. Sulforaphane neutralizes estrogen metabolites that irritate prostate tissue. Without it, nightly bathroom trips multiply, mental clarity fades, and testosterone remains shackled by inflammation. A 2023 double-blind trial in the prostate showed men supplementing with 25 mg sulforaphane daily reduced nocturia episodes by 38% compared with placebo. Rather than swallowing capsules, Walter learned to sprinkle raw, chopped broccoli sprouts onto salads and briefly steam florets just until bright green. Within 6 weeks, he celebrated his first uninterrupted night's sleep in years, and his wife's first undisturbed one, too. Take home. Steam broccoli, 2-3 minutes max. Never microwave. Better yet, grow broccoli sprouts on your windowsill and add them raw. 5. Arugula. Nature's nitric oxide. Pumpkin's breakfasts were beige until a handful of peppery arugula turned his plate and life vibrant. Arugula concentrates natural nitrates more efficiently than almost any leafy green. Cardiologists know that 10 grams of arugula delivers roughly 100 milligrams nitrate, enough to raise salivary nitrate levels within an hour and bloodstream nitric oxide shortly after. Nitric oxide relaxes the endothelium, widening blood vessels from calf to corpus cavernosum. Unlike sildenafil, which forces vasodilation for a narrow window, dietary nitrates coax the system gently and sustainably. A controlled crossover trial in hypertension reported that 2 cups of arugula daily lowered diastolic blood pressure by 6 mm Hg in seniors and improved flow-mediated dilation by 15%. Tom discovered a bonus. The chlorophyll, potassium, and vitamin K inside arugula supported bone resilience and clotting, key allies as decades accumulate. Practical tip: blend arugula into pesto, layer under poached eggs, or toss lightly with lemon and extra virgin olive oil. Allow saliva bacteria. Skip antiseptic mouthwash to convert nitrate to nitrite, a crucial step. 6. fresh or roasted red beets. The Ruby Revitalizerol, the retired firefighter, taught me that men who've run toward flames their whole lives dislike dainty foods. Beets are not dainty, they stain countertops and announce themselves. They also fuel a nitric oxide surge and mashed by supplements. A single roasted beet 100g delivers up to 250 milligrams nitrate. Studies in circulation confirm that older adults drinking beetroot juice show a 21% increase in cerebral perfusion and a corresponding boost in cognitive task accuracy. My protocol: roast whole beets, quarter them warm, drizzle with pumpkin seed oil for added zinc, sprinkle goat cheese for flavor. Carl's leg cramps vanished, and more quietly late-night marital hesitation eased. The message is simple: improve blood flow everywhere, or risk weakening it everywhere, intimacy included. Caution: if you are prone to kidney stones, moderate beet intake, and stay hydrated to offset oxalates.